was God unjust in passing the effects of Adam's sin on to all of his descendants? And the answer is no, because God cannot be unjust. He is the standard by which we judge everything else. So if we try to call God unjust, then we have no meaning of the word. But beyond that, we still have to wonder, why is it that sin that somebody else committed affects all those who didn't commit it? And I like Shaban when he talks about original justice in his book. He emphasizes that what Adam had was way beyond his nature. It was an extra gift. He had a supernatural gift. So with Adam's nature, not only with his intellect and will did he have everything to fulfill his natural end, he also had the preternatural gift of integrity, in which everything was, his body was completely subject to his soul, and all of his lower passions are completely subject to his intellect and will. And so he was in a higher state than any of us have ever been. So not only did he have this preternatural state that perfected his nature, but he also had supernatural sanctifying grace, which was way beyond. Whereas as with nature, his creation, he was made out of nothing, and he was ordered perfectly for that. But with his sanctifying grace, he participated in God's own life, was taken up to a whole new level, and actually participated in God's uncreated nature. So it was not just that God created Adam where he could achieve his natural end, but he was given so much more, that he had this superabundant wealth way beyond what he should have had. And so the fact that Adam rebelled and lost that did not just affect him. It would affect. It would. I don't remember if it was Dr. Newton or Shaban that used the analogy of like the king bequeaths something to a landowner, and as long as he's loyal to the king, he would be able to pass that land on to his descendants. But if he's disloyal, then it would be taken away not just from him, but from his descendants. So like that, the gift that Adam received, he would have actually had the power to pass on the integrity and the sanctifying grace to all of his descendants without baptism or anything. They would have just had that because he had that gift. And the fact that he willfully lost it, and not just like made a mistake, but he committed sin. He acted against God, willfully chose to turn his back on God with all of his preternatural and supernatural powers that he had. He turned his back on God. And so he, with that sin, he lost that, which not just affected him, but all of his descendants. Because all of us, in a way, sinned in Adam. That all the human race were so united that everything that our head did, all of the members of the body did. So Adam is our head. What he chose to do, just like in the human person, the will is the highest faculty. So what the will chooses to do affects the whole body, even if the body may not like that. The unity of the human race, what Adam did, the superabundant graces he received, choosing to turn against God and turn towards creatures, losing that. It was not unjust of God. It was supremely merciful and benevolent of him to give the gift in the first place, and then to offer a chance of restoration in the future. And the other question was, if I remember, why didn't God just wipe the slate clean after Adam's sin? And I think the answer is that he respects our freedom. When he created us with free will, he really gave us freedom. So when we chose, that was our choice. We get to choose good or evil, and that's the consequences that come about. If freedom is real, then what we do really matters, and God takes that seriously. If he had just wiped the slate clean, it would have been like he never gave us freedom. It wouldn't have mattered, but every choice we make does matter. And then he shows his mercy even more in that even turning our back on sin, turning against him again and again, he offers us grace to bring us back, and then shows his love that after all that we had done, he calls us back and then gives his own life. His own son offers himself for us. So rather than wiping the slate clean, starting over, he leaves us where we're at and let us freely come back to him, draws us back. And that's 5 minutes. So my first time, be merciful.